The information contained herein is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Oi, listen up. I don't want to have to smack anybody in the mouth for not paying attention. And you know what that means if you go back to episode 1. For those of you that haven't seen episode 1, I urge you to go see it. It explains my position, explains who I am, explains what I'm trying to do for the betterment of smokers, which of course includes myself. All right? But tonight what I want to talk about is the stupidity of employers when it comes to smokers. And I also want to get just on the edge of one of the world's most infamous cancer causers known to man, which affects women. But because that these segments have to, my episodes have to be kept so short, under 15 minutes, I will have to carry it over to the next episode. What I want to explain about the cancer causer. Cancer causer that I've slated to discuss in this episode will unfortunately have to be discussed in the next episode. But it's well worth waiting for. So let's talk about employer stupidity and their disregard for smokers and smokers' rights. Smokers have the ability to work with greater intensity and greater mental acuity. I will repeat those. They have the ability, smokers have the ability to work longer, that means more hours, with greater intensity, which means they can handle a bigger workload, and with greater mental acuity, which means they'll stay sharper and do a better job. As a matter of fact, if employers were smart, they would have somebody walk around the floor and blow smoke into the cubicles where non-smokers are working. What really causes lost time at work, that smokers get blamed for, are kids. Unfortunately, most parents these days both have to work, and therefore the kids go to daycare. And what do they find in daycare? Other kids who don't practice proper hygiene. So when one child gets sick, they all get sick. Then they take their germs or their sickness back to their homes, and guess what? Give them to mommy and daddy. And what do mommy and daddy do? They get sick, and they take the germs to work. And then they spread it throughout the office, and everybody gets sick. That's the primary cause of lost time. Now, there are other factors in this. Adults don't practice proper hygiene either. They go to the bathroom, they touch their nose, they blow their nose, they don't wash their hands properly. And this going and turning on the faucet and getting your hands a little wet and going like this, and then and then going over and touching the doorknob with your bare hand, you might as well have not washed your hands at all. So they also, the parents also do not follow proper hygiene guidelines, and they spread it around. Another factor is that when an adult gets sick, they don't take time off. And why don't they take time off? Because the employers have changed the game over the years. And instead of providing employees with sick days and vacation days, they've lumped them all together into what is called PTO, or personal time off days, which can be used for anything. Sickness, or vacation. Now, if you like to go on vacation, and you like to take a day off every now and then, and who doesn't, you're going to save them. And how do you save them? By coming to work ill and spreading your disease around to everybody else in the office. All right? So, if the employers would go back to the old ways, where they provided sick days, then the people could take sick days. They wouldn't have to worry about their vacation. But they don't. And so they hold their PTOs until the end of the year, or close to the end of the year, and then use them for what they really want to use them for, and that's vacation days. If they wouldn't do that, then they take the time off that they need to recover and not be ill when they come to work. Now you might say, well why do companies do this? Why are they so vehemently against smokers? Well, one of the things is insurance premiums. The insurance companies pressure the employers to eliminate smokers, eliminate them from smoking at work, and many of them eliminate them from working at their companies altogether. Now, why would the insurance companies want to do that? Well, because they're being pushed by Big Pharma. And why would Big Pharma want to push non-smoking at work? Or non-smoking anywhere? Why would they be against smokers? Because they make products that are ostensibly cure-alls for smoking. You've heard of Nicorette, gum, Nicorette lozenges. Well, these things cause cancer in the mouth because they lay in there in the mouth for a great amount of time. So they will cause you cancer. They also sell one of the most diabolical drugs in the history of drugs, which is Chantix, which causes everything from shortness of breath to swelling of the throat to suicidal and homicidal thoughts. I mean, this is just, it's just nuts what this product causes. So their big thing, their money maker, so to speak, are to sell you drugs to quit smoking. It's a vast, vast conspiracy between them and the truth.com, which is nothing more than a pile of crap. They want to make money with drugs, with all types of, well, like I said, the lozenges, the patches, the gum, anything that will get you to stop smoking, ostensibly get you to stop smoking. But they don't work. They don't work. And in very few cases do they work, and when they do work, it doesn't last. People are back smoking again. But the manifestations of taking these drugs is just horrendous. Just horrendous. I know people have had experiences where they likened it to LSD, where they have psychedelic dreams or hallucinations from Chantix. These are rough drugs. Not to mention the suicidal thoughts or actions that people have taken while taking Chantix. This is a rough drug. Now, if employers were to think about this from a rational standpoint, they would realize that they should, well, savor their smokers and not ostracize them, not treat them like pariahs, but to at least find at least have a smoker's room. And what they really should do, instead of, I know there are a lot of places where a lot of employers say, well, you smoke now and we'll give you 18 months to quit smoking. But we're going to test you to find out. I think one of the things they really should do is they should test people for what drugs they're on. How many people are on antidepressants that work for employers? People get depressed. What is this insane desire to cure depression and by taking antidepressants, getting hooked on them? If you get depressed, have a cigarette. That'll perk you up. Be some kind of idiot and take antidepressants. There are millions, tens and tens of millions of people in the United States that are taking antidepressants, where a nice leisurely cigarette and a cup of coffee would perk you up for the rest of the day. It's just crazy, crazy nonsense. Not to mention, pot smoking is becoming more and more accepted. Yeah, that's what I want. I want somebody that's smoking pot at lunchtime to come in and sit around while they're working and going, yeah, man, that's really cool. And there are even companies that are considering putting bars, alcoholic bars, in the company so that you can get up from your desk and go over and have a Bloody Mary or a martini or whatever doing work. Let me tell you something. Alcohol, marijuana, things of that nature, they don't allow you to function, to work longer, to work with greater intensity and greater mental acuity. Smoking does. And I'm not trying to gather or garner or proselytize to obtain new smokers. I'm talking about the ones that are already out there that deserve their rights to smoke. Now, before I finish up, I'd like to say what I'm trying to do takes money. And the money I'm going to do, the money that I will obtain from you through donations or contributions, I will use to fight for smokers' rights. What I want to talk about as far as the cancer cause in this episode will just take up too much time. And so I will have to split it off, and in the next episode I will go into the horrible, horrible, infamous cancer causer known to man, which affects women, and that's mammograms. But until that time, what I want to say is, if you'd like to contribute, please do so through PayPal.com. Just go to PayPal.com, click on Buy, and click on Make a Payment, and put in your email address, and then to SmokinMan@yahoo.com. SMOKINMAN, no G. SmokinMan.com. SmokinMan@yahoo.com. Now, you want to tweet me, and I really do want to hear from you. Want to tweet me at Cool SmokinMan. That's different. Cool SmokinMan. COOLSMOKINMAN. It's Cool SmokinMan. So, until next time, when I discuss mammograms, which is a real cause of cancer, smoke them if you got them.